Man, I appreciate what you did for my fantasy football team in 2015. No, I'm just playing, man. But
Break, don't punch. Hold up. Break.
welcome to another episode of the Clinch Review. We got another special guest today. We got J.O. Legend. We got
Yes,
We Know
sir.
the Legend. We got
Yes, sir.
UAB Legend.
Let's get it.
We got even NFL Legend with the most tackles at the quarterback position. We got Joe
Let's do
Webb.
it.
Big Joe.
What I do?
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
How your morning going so far?
Morning going good. Waking up, getting things going, getting stuff rolling, and about to get a good workout in here pretty soon. And yeah, it's going pretty good.
All right. All right, so we're here to talk boxing, but let's go back a little bit to the beginning of the athletic career. All right, so was it at Winona when you was out there? You making your reads, your 5-step drops. Was it at Winona when you thought that like, okay, I'm different. I maybe can take this to the top, or was it more in college when you kind of felt that you had a chance to play at the high level?
Uh, I would say it was more so in college.
Okay.
When I got to Winona, I went to Ensley first. Then when I got to Winona, you know, that's when I kind of like started to discover my talent, as a athlete, things I could do well, things I don't do well. I was starting to grow into my body, things like that. So uh I did see that I had a different skill set, just by, playing the games in high school, going against different guys, top guys in the city, things like that. So I did think I had, skill set to play on a collegiate level. And once I got to college, first year or so, you trying to make that adjustment, to college. A lot of guys are very good, coming from different places. And so I would say right around my junior, going into my senior year, I had a pretty good junior year. And that's when the scout started rolling around, maybe like in spring and stuff. And that's when I saw, man, hey, I could have a chance. I go into my senior year, do really good. I could have a shot. So that's when I really noticed that I could have a chance to play in the league.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to mention that. So, at UAB, your first 2 years, you kind of bounced around, like you said, getting adjusted. You play quarterback, you play wide receiver, you're still trying to find your identity. But that junior year, man, you had a crazy junior year. I think at the time, you set the record. You had 2,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards that had been done for the first time. Talk about what that meant for your confidence, man, to put up them kind of numbers.
It meant a lot, regarding at the time, we had people like Pat White, in West Virginia. You had people like Cam Newton. You had people like Robert Griffin. You had those type of mobile quarterbacks at that time frame. And for me to be able to do that, you know, at that level, you know, it kind of, it felt good. It felt like I accomplished something. Especially coming from UAB. I felt like my doors were starting to open. Once I done that my junior year. So it really enhanced my game, but it really motivated me to go do more or go do better. So that was like I say, man, I was just playing ball. I wasn't out there trying to set the record, trying to do this and do that. So it
Yeah.
was just all about playing, having fun.
Yeah, so even with them crazy numbers, you still didn't get an invite to the combine, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
then you went to UAB Pro Day, and again, put up some good numbers. You had the highest vertical at the time, for the wide receiver, and you also had the most bench press reps. Even with all those numbers, you still didn't get a call, but you did manage to get drafted in the 6th round by the Vikings. And as they say, the rest is history, man. You had some good moments. You came in and backed up Favre that time, man. What was your favorite moment, or some of your favorite moments as a player in the NFL?
Our favorite moment was like I said, you walking in the locker room and you see all the guys who you watched all in your childhood. You mentioned Brett Favre, that's one of the guys who I watched growing up. At the time, coming in, meeting guys like Adrian Peterson, Percy Harvin, all the guys who you kind of, grew up watching. And now you're going to play against some of these guys you've grown up watching, like the Calvin Johnson and the Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, within that league, so or that division. So that was one of the great moments, just kind of like welcome to the NFL type of moment. Other
Yeah.
things, yeah, other things like maybe playing in the Super Bowl, that was always a kid's dream,
Yeah,
from Pee
man.
Wee League. Yeah, so those moments like that, playing with guys who you grew up with, who you saw in college, and also playing in the Super Bowl, and that was pretty good.
Who was the best you seen or some of the best you seen with your own eyes? Like in person, like dang, like that dude.
It's hard to say, man. I would say at the time when I was in Minnesota, Adrian, he had a special season at one point. We almost broke the Russian record.
Yeah, man.
That was exciting to see, with your own eyes.
Yeah.
And guys like when I was in Carolina, guys, of course playing with Cam, they're pretty cool. Saw the things he done in college, and guys like Luke Kuechly, linebacker position, and Julius Pebbles,
Yeah.
I
Some
can
good
I
ones,
can go
man. Them
down
some
there.
good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate what you did for my fantasy football team in 2015. No, I'm just playing, man. But what do the NFL guys think about fantasy, man? I know a lot of them don't really care for it, but what was the feeling around fantasy when you was there?
It was big actually. A
Yeah.
lot of guys who knew they was starting
It
on a
would
lot of
motivate
people
them?
teams. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Wow, man.
yeah. You don't want to go in. I mean,
Yeah.
because what guys do, Monday morning you go in, you have your meetings and stuff, but also you have ESPN showing on
Yeah.
TV throughout the. So guys looking at this, looking at that. So that guys pay attention to it. We didn't even
Wow.
think so.
Yeah, they see everything, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they say, man, I don't listen to the media and all that. They be listening, man.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now you boxing, you 6 or 7 amateur fights in. Man, talk about that first amateur fight, man. What was going through your mind?
I was nervous. I want
Yeah.
to sit up there and say I wasn't.
Right.
Going to that fight, going to a different atmosphere. From football. Football you have teammates you can rely on.
Right.
But boxing is pretty much all you. And it was cool. I just trusted my training. Trusted my coach. Trusted my peers. Things that they were saying that, hey, you got it, man. You can do it. Things like that. They also had to trust my own confidence in it. And but I put in the work, and I went out there and I got the victory, man. Got the KO, and I ain't gonna lie, getting a knockout, getting a
I
knockout is a
see you,
whole lot
man. You
better
was
than scoring
going
a
eight, man.
touchdown.
I was like, man, look at Joe. Yeah, that was something to see, man. You talked about building your confidence up. So, you played at the highest level, man. But coming into boxing, it was a different type of. Well, I mean, it is a different type of game. But you saying you kind of had to come in with a different mindset, even though you played, NFL.
Yeah, yeah, you got to come in a different mindset. Like I say, it's all you. Yeah, you got your coaches in the corner, telling you, hey, you should do this and do this. But at the end of the day, it's you going out there and perform. And
Yeah,
it's just different. You have a break in football. I mean, you can run
yeah,
50, 60 yards and you come back, you got 4 second play clock to get right,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
or you can take a play off. You say, hey, coach,
yeah.
man,
Ain't
get
no
somebody in
breaks.
for me.
Yeah.
Ain't no breaks. So
Okay.
that was very challenging, with the
Mhm.
boxing side of it, not taking no breaks, knowing when how to rest. You got to trust
Right.
your defense. That's you resting. You
Right.
trusting your defense is you resting.
Look
So
at you, even sounding like a boxer. I
I'm learning a thing or
see you. I
two,
see
man.
you. How would you describe your style as a boxer?
Compared to another boxer or just
No, just in general. Like, who do you? Like, yeah, well, I guess who do you try to emulate?
well, growing up, I was of course a Muhammad Ali fan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying I'm him, but
Yeah, I got.
just the way he moved around the ring, the way he threw his combos, the way he was in and out, the way he had his swagger, his confidence. Other people like Lennox Lewis,
Okay.
how he know his range, understanding, his range, is fighting his fight. Other things like Larry Holmes, Terman
Okay.
Hitman Hearn,
Okay. Some good
uh,
names.
Yeah, so I was basically the heavy-handed hitting guy.
Okay.
George Foreman. I used to watch boxing forever, man. And
Okay.
now that I'm in it, it's pretty cool.
Okay. That's a good list of names, man. You talk about, your peers give you confidence. Talk about your gym mates, that work out side by side to you and what they mean to you and how they help you.
It means a lot. I'm gonna start with Coach Dave. Dave Garber. He's one of the guys. He accepted me in first day. He taught me things. And things like that. Man, once I got into the groove of it, he threw me in the fire. He threw me in the, he
Yeah.
threw me in the ring with some pros, with
Yeah.
the high amateur guys.
Yeah.
So I got acquainted. I got introduced to the boxing very quick, and
Yeah.
it was but those guys helped me. They helped me come up to the speed that I am today. Because without working with those guys, man, I wouldn't be half a person I am today in the boxing world. So
Right.
they play a key important role as far as me growing as a boxer. The knowledge of the game. Taking some of their skill set and trying to put it into mine. So it's big.
What made you decide to just get into it? What made you say, you know what, I think I'll try that. I'll give boxing a try.
I started off with I had a friend of mine, a former teammate, guys who I worked out with. He always came to football workouts like, hey man, I got boxing this evening.
Okay.
You guys should come try it. His name Nick Williams. So Nick invited me out. I came. First day doing a cardio deal because at the time I was still with New York. I
Okay.
wasn't. I was still playing on the team. So, but when things didn't happen there, but I was doing the training, so that's how I got into it. It was pretty much like an invite. Hey, it's like the third workout of the day.
Okay.
Come in, get some extra cardio, and yeah, then after that, it's rest is history.
Is there similarities in the training for NFL and boxing, or is it totally different?
The work ethic wise, it's the same. Just within the sport, you got to have work ethic. You got to be able to put in the work. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't put in the work, then it means nothing.
Right.
Faith without works, is nothing. So the work ethic part is pretty much the same. But as far as working your craft, as a quarterback, I had to call some receivers. I had to have somebody to throw to. I couldn't just go out there and just throw it in the air and work at my craft. But with boxing, you could go in the ring, you could go in the gym, and you could be in there by yourself pretty much, and you working everything that you need to work, or you grooming your skills, you crafting your skills. So that's pretty much the only difference. You don't really need. I mean, yeah, you need your coach, and things like that, but at the end of the day,
When it's time to
foot,
perform, it's just you.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you. So compared to football, you have to rely on, you need somebody to throw to, you
Right.
need somebody to snap the ball. You have to rely on a team. It's an ultimate team sport.
Right.
Football, I mean, yeah, boxing is a team sport as far as, your coaches, your trainers, and stuff like that. But just, you don't have to have 11 people.
Yeah. So you 36. Do you feel a sense of urgency? Do you feel like how do you feel about your age and what you want to accomplish in the sport of boxing?
Yeah, I mean, I do feel some sense of urgency as far as if I want to accomplish anything in the sport, I have to basically excel my training. I had to get up to speed with things. I don't have too much time, to play with if I want to pursue something like I don't know all the belts, but I'm sure it's something below the WBC or, things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I would like to pursue a belt. I would like to do something with it. I see a lot
Okay.
of football players who going out and doing this celebrity boxing and things like that, which is no problem. But
Yeah.
I want to do it the right way, the real way.
Yeah.
Go through amateurs. Working your craft. Starting the pro. Just building your record, building up. I want to do it that way. I don't want to just say, "Hey, throw me in the ring with somebody and then let's go." Nah, man, I respect the sport. It's something you have to respect. because you go out there in the ring, you know, it's life and death. So, I mean, I enjoy it, man. And the time I've been in for about 2 years now, and it's been nothing but good to me.
I hear you. Do you have a plan of attack? Or are you still kind of figuring that out now as far as what you want to do?
Yeah, I have a plan. I want to go pro by the end of the year.
Okay.
That's the plan. You know, maybe get 1 or 2 amateur fights if I can. But if not, then I'm going pro, man. Like you said, I've been to the National Golden Glove. You know, I have been champion of at least the state of Alabama. You know, for 2 years. Uh, I have competed on the highest level as an amateur. You know, I have won. I got 3 belts in amateur. You know, I won
Mhm.
like 6 fights. So, yeah. Do you want to get more? Do I want to get more amateur in to keep on building and building? But I feel like right now the time is not on my side to do that. You know, if I was younger, like, yeah. But right now, I just feel like, hey, I could take this step, and I feel like I can make some noise with it. I feel like I can do something with it. You know, so I'm excited about it. Me and coach probably get together and see what's the best way to go about it as far as turning pro. But I'm very excited about it, and I am very confident in this new career I'm pursuing.
All right, sounds good. My last question, well, one of my last questions, what life advice would you give to people? I just asked that question. Any kind of advice that you would just give to people.
Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish in life, pursue it. You know, don't let what other people say hold you back. Don't let what other people do hold you back. If it's something you want to do, go do it. You know, go pursue it, go chase it, put in the work to achieve that dream. You know, because everyone have a dream. You know, once you are born, you have a destiny. You know, you have a purpose in life. Find out your purpose, find out your destiny, figure out your dream, and go pursue it.
Sounds good, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man, just once I turn pro, man, I'm ready for everybody to come out and
Oh, for sure,
check
man.
me out and see
Yeah,
what see how I can work in the ring. You know, besides
yeah.
I've been in the ring is like being in the pocket as a quarterback. You know, so you got one
Go
person
into
coming
that,
for
man.
you.
Yeah, go into that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, as a pocket as a quarterback, yeah, you got. I treat it like offensive linemen. They are your protection. Boxing, that's your hands. That's your defense. You know, so that's your offensive line part of it. You know, the other guy striking, throwing his punches. You know, that's the D line coming in trying to sack you, trying to take your head off. You know,
Okay.
and as far as you move around in the pocket, that's you move around in the ring. You know, running
Okay.
lateral, backwards, forward. You know, so
Who you
I
stole
try to
that from,
translate
man?
that.
Who you stole that from, man?
I, I
I
got it
like
for
that, man.
myself, man. Every
Nah, I'm
time
just messing with you. Yeah. I
I
like
try to
that, man.
translate
Yeah.
everything from football to the boxing world. So yeah.
That's a good one, man. Okay. Well, all right, man. That's all I got for you, man. We look forward to seeing what you do, man. I see you put in the work, man. So hopefully good things come your way, man.
I appreciate you.
All right, man.
All right, Pete.